Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So hopefully tomorrow we see a little bit more action. Now obviously today the stock market was closed. It was rather a quiet day. But we started the day with these two resistance areas that I talked to you about in the previous video. The market since then has actually moved closer to these resistance areas and actually reached the lower resistance area. These were also communicated on Twitter earlier today. That was sort of around afternoon time. I provided this update, and the price at the time was just breaking above our trend line here. And the message was that I see two scenarios, and I couldn't explain it better, so I'm just gonna kind of read it out because this is the structure that's still very much relevant, right? Two possible scenarios. This was also an update that I posted for our gold members on Discord, but this one also was posted on Twitter for everybody. So I highlighted that either circle 2 is unfolding or the larger wave 2. So in both cases, I'm currently watching just a corrective rally, but in both cases, higher in the short term. The market since then moved higher as well. I highlighted that a break below 57,200 here, that was the circle 1 low, would indicate the start of circle 3 to the downside, but that we have to expect some volatility and chaotic price behavior as long as we are above that level, because we're in the early stages of a third wave down. So we're working through possibly a diagonal pattern here or a series of 1-2 setups. Yeah, but a break above 61,250, which is this swing high. Yeah, this swing high that happened, I think it was on the weekend, would signal the first sign of weakening downside momentum. But then it would require a rise above the next resistance area, 63,420, followed by a break above 65K to really eliminate this yellow wave count. Yeah, take it out, terminate it, invalidate it, whatever. So that's important. Feel free to check out our Twitter profile here, follow us. There are additional updates, mindset stuff, and from now on I also will publish some more videos here. So you might not know, but on the weekend I published 2 videos, Tau and Ton. So there's more stuff coming out specifically here on Twitter, just to decentralize a little bit. So you can find the link in the description. Let's go back to the Bitcoin live chart. You see that since that update, which was like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 hours ago, the price did actually push a little bit higher, but in baby steps, really slow. So at the moment, nothing impulsive to the upside. And the price has now reached that 50% retracement, nearly the 61.8 retracement level. So we are close to possibly topping in circle wave 2, but there is no sign of a top. There is absolutely no sign of a top, which means we could easily stretch out a little bit higher. I'm just watching here, of course, for a reaction now that we are in the resistance area. The trend line break was an early signal that the immediate downtrend is over. Now we are in a local uptrend, and we have to watch the Fibonacci levels to see if this is indeed circle 2. The Fibonacci levels will tell us if this is really circle 2, because a break above the 78.6 retracement here at 60,336 would indicate that, well, at least we are most likely in the larger wave 2, because a wave 2 would normally not break above the 78.6 retracement. It can technically, it would be very rare. It would be really rare. It can do, and if it does, then the invalidation point is that 61,000, 220, 250 level here, the swing high, which was formed actually on the 29th of August. But that wouldn't be a problem for the bears necessarily. It would be a setback for the bears, but they could still form a larger wave 2 as long as they hold below 63,420. Then this would still be a very likely scenario. At the moment, I'm watching here a 1-2 setup. What I don't like about this is that the second wave 1 is a leading diagonal, and a leading diagonal in which the bears aren't clearly winning is not that common in a larger third wave. So that's the thing, what I don't like about this chart. So it is possible a larger wave 2 is unfolding, but the levels are clear. The levels are very, very clear. The chart is quite simple. As long as we're holding below 60,336, I'm watching for a direct move down. Above that, we unlock prices all the way up to 63,420, but I would still be very much aware that we could easily go down as per the yellow wave count only above this pivot probabilities will start to shift towards a more bullish interpretation. But again, it's not clearly bullish because this is a mess, this structure. It's not clearly bullish until the price forms all 5 waves. And of course, you know, it will take a while until these 5 waves are completed, possibly in the 70K region. But on the way to completing these, should the bearish setups be invalidated as per the yellow wave count, obviously, you know, they are the bearish setups, but should they get invalidated, then we can still track each step of the white wave count to understand the key parameters there. It's just still the case that the structure in this larger range that started in March, we talked about that in the earlier video today when I covered the daily chart, this structure is just still extremely fragile, so please be aware of that. Be cautious, but it's definitely the case that we have 2 bearish setups here. Now, don't think they have to work out. They can easily be invalidated. It's just a snapshot of what the market is doing right now. We have the levels, we have the parameters, and the market will tell us when it will change its mind, and that is a break, if a break above the resistance areas happens. So if that yellow scenario plays out, either the direct move down or after a larger wave 2, there is a key projection here, 45.5K it is, 45.5K. That's the 100% extension of the initial A wave to the downside. Let me see if I can actually draw that. So the initial A wave down, then we go to the high of the B wave. And yeah, it's around 45.9K, not exact now, I didn't draw it very accurately, but sort of around 45.5 to 46K would be a key projection, a key target there for yellow wave 5 of C of 4. But first of all, let's see if we can get this third of a third wave going. This is at the moment what I'm watching for this week. Do I fully believe it? Not really. I mean, probabilities are still fairly balanced. I'm definitely watching for it. It is currently my working wave count. The white count definitely has a lot to prove. I have no problem to give the white count preference again, but there are key levels that need to be broken to the upside. Key risk level is clear. Yeah, it's this lower support region. I mean, the lower support region that we discussed earlier today when I covered the daily chart is at 43K. And that's the main support at the moment here on the Bitcoin chart. Everything here in the short term, it is noise. It can change quickly, but 43K is at the moment the main support. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.